Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish back with some more Titan Quest. Another day, another stream, another new title screen. Check that out because we are now officially into the Ragnarok expansion. We don't really look the part quite yet, do we? Our armor's a little bit of a mishmash, but we will figure that out and deal with it once we get a little further in. As usual, I'm hoping for some good drops right off the bat as soon as we leave Corinth, but regardless, we are bound to find some good stuff somewhere along the way. So, check it out. For those of you who might just be joining the series, we just got to Corinth after leaving the underworld. Now, it's time to head out, and we're going to find the Dockmaster in Lycaon. Because apparently there are reports of sea monsters attacking. And, I mean, we've dealt with the Titans, we've dealt with runaway gods. I don't think sea monsters are going to prove much of a problem for us. But we can't have them running around, you know. The Titan Slayer's work is never done. Oh, what's this you say? A quest? Huh, you might remember this guy from the Atlantis area that we visited a little bit earlier on in roads towards the beginning of Immortal Throne.
Greetings, hero. Your reputation precedes you. My master would like to extend an invitation to you.
Right, go ahead. So, that's the portal to Tartarus, which is an Atlantis battle mode that we are not going to explore quite yet.
Ariston says what? Well, I suppose the boys could do with some help. The struggle is still going on back there.
Goodness gracious. Struggle, they say. Well, we know all about struggle. We can't have our Greek brethren and sistren and otherin all bothered and bamboozled by these horrible monsters. Tritones, the sons of Triton. Oh, and mud spitters again. Great. Love those guys. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll drop some turtle shell. We can always use more of that beast charm. Yeah, these are like mer people. Must be the sea monsters they were talking about, right? Ooh. Ooh, a murderous trident. Hey. I contend that all tridents are murderous if you thrust hard enough. A ravenous trident. Someone needs to feed that one. Proper care and feeding of your trident is important. I like the design for these monsters. I feel like these are very much in the spirit of and in keeping with what Titan Quest was already doing, you know, many years before this. I feel like, you know, this is pretty faithful to the original content. There we go. Make sure I can come up and grab those before I head on. Oh, tiny crab, pale Karkinos. Those are the ones that we fought in the underworld. What are they doing here? One wonders. Of course, some daemons and creatures escaped from down there, you know. They got up here. And now they're running wild because we destroyed the shards of Erebus, if you remember. And if not, you should go back and watch that episode. Oh, yeah, I just saw that. No, technically, I suppose that's true. I hadn't really thought of that, but I mean, a pitchfork is basically just a trident. Just kind of a crummy trident. Well, not even that. I mean, it's not like it was forged for battle, but if you stab somebody with it, they'll still die, presumably. Unless you stab really poorly. go. More crabs. Crab battle. Crab battle. Ooh. Don't like that. Oh no, a dark and horrible fog. Kill the sea witch. Oh, and a gelatinous blob. Great. You know, I love those. Horrible ooze monsters. Ugh. Keep hoping that those won't make a comeback, and every time I get here, there they are. Ah, well. Did I see... No, it was the shadow of a tree moving. I thought I missed a monster. Obviously, you can see that they've got the storm mastery. They have to, because that is like the ice and water and weather control power set, so... Come on, turtles, if you're gonna bother us and waste our time, like, at the very least, you can drop some of your shell. Surely. Hey, there we go. See? Upon request. And of course, because we have respect a little bit, because we have some new powers and abilities. Let me grab that rebirth fountain, just in case. You never know what'll happen. And I have made stupid mistakes before, or like just then, you know, I get that right-click delay and distort reality doesn't go off. But yeah, because of the choices we made and the gear that we've gathered, you can see that these turtles are not nearly as big of a threat as they were when we first encountered them. And yes, hey, a little constructive complaining, right? That's what I saw. Did you guys see that kind of flash across the screen? There's like an eagle or something flying around, and you can see its shadow on the ground sometimes as it goes overhead. And if you catch it just right, it will actually come into the camera view. And because it's like closer to the camera that's floating up above than the character is where we're zoomed out, it looks super huge. So just for an instant, there was a burst of just like, ah, bird. There we go. But yeah, these guys aren't nearly as much of a threat as they were once. Of course, I still don't like fighting this huge group of them, maybe. Yeah, see, it's okay. Having all those ranks in Onslaught certainly helps. Because they may be resistant to physical damage, but, I mean, resistant just means that they're going to take less. So, of course, all we have to do is deal more. These guys, on the other hand, and unfortunately, every single one of them has that aura on. It's not like, you know, one guy that is powering all of them, you know, like with a skeleton captain or something. No, they all individually have that aura. Woo! Look at the shark down there. Hey, little buddy. Aw, he's having a good time. He's having a good time. Ooh, a big boy. A sea lord. Oh. Come back here. Click all around you in circles. Haha. Haha. Unfortunately, we cannot explode those barrels, which is a shame. I feel like that's a betrayal of the RPG spirit. Whenever you see a barrel, you should be able to either, like, break it apart and find treasure inside once it's open, or you should be able to drink from it. Which just... Yeah, I am reminded of that episode of... I mean, I can't date myself more than I already have, but, like, Dexter's Laboratory. And probably my second favorite episode of that show was the one where Dexter had his friends over, and they were running what was obviously a D&D game. And his sister Dee Dee somehow wound up GMing, and they all hated acknowledging that, like, or admitting that they really enjoyed her adventure. They were after the Holy Grail, and they finally got it. And that barrel makes me think of it, you know, like, what are its abilities? You should be able to drink from it, because she... I know it's tangentially related, very tangentially, but sometimes that phrase still goes through my head whenever a player asks me, well, what does this magic item do? Because they're like, you know, the Grail, it must have great power. And she says, well, you can drink from it, and it will never spill. And as a child who played Dungeons and Dragons a lot, like, that was just the funniest thing to me for some reason. Okay, we get it. Look, I'm trying to kill the monsters. Calm down. He's doing a little panic dance.
Captors! They brought a monster! In the harbor! Yes!
Oh. Haha. That's a little bit more of a sea monster than just the Tritones. But we will deal with it momentarily. I feel like sea monsters were advertised pretty plainly from the beginning here, but just in case, I will put a warning on that when I do the upload to YouTube, because I know sea monsters are like a thing for some folks, just like spiders.
This is locked.
Oh, yeah, I have to kill the sea monster first. Duh. Porcus the Katos. I'm just going to pull out all the stops here, and there's not really any reason not to do that. Oh gosh, look at him. He's got multiple phases. I hate it. Ugh. Poisoned water. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, go ahead. Send your minions. Okay, I am not going to stand in the poison, though. Like, for realsies. Oh my gosh, the horrible fog. Sea witches are awful. Because that fog is, like, a really nasty effect. Whoop. I stood in the green stuff. Come on. These blobs are a lot easier to deal with than some of, like, the tomb rot and stuff, I think. He goes over here, I believe. There he is. Come on, you can't take two of us. Gotcha. There we go. Hey, high five. Excellent. Boom. There we go. Love a good sea monster fight. When I win, anyway. Also, admittedly, it is like probably way less terrifying to fight something like that when you are standing on the beach and it is foolishly coming within range of a sword and a hammer, versus, like, you know, if you had to swim under the water and fight it in 3 dimensions, like while you're down there with limited vision and all that other stuff. Nobody cares for that. And nobody got time for that. Okay, that's pretty much it. It's just clean up now. And I don't think... Yeah. Okay, yeah, we have to go back and report what happened. We don't have to talk to another NPC here. I want to go over there. But I can't. It's fine. We'll just portal back to Corinth. No big deal. We will talk to, let's see, he was one of the, yeah, he's one of the oligarchs over here. Excuse us, coming through. Godsbane, pardon. Is it just me, or are we like way taller than everyone? Not too much. A little bit, I feel, but part of it's probably the bulk of the armor. But, like, we are a little bit taller because her stance is, like, dropping her down some. So if she's... Yeah, if she stood upright.
Those Tritons brought a sea monster? Astonishing. In the name of the city of Corinth, we thank you, hero. Truly, the tales about you are not exaggerated.
That is correct.
Though it troubles me that they would attack us now, when all that madness should be over. If the gods really have abandoned us, it seems we humans are not the only ones to be left to our own devices.
Ooh, good point.
We can only guess at what is happening in Poseidon's former realm. Hopefully, this simply means that, in a time of political upheaval, some of them turn to opportunistic looting just like humans. Then, they were nothing but dirty pirates after all.
Well, we can always hope. Let's see what Democritus has to say.
It is easy for him to talk about the destroyed harbor. Ariston isn't interested in ships except when he goes on pleasure cruises. But I could do without yet another obstacle to consume my trade revenues, as if those bandits weren't enough already. You see, as soon as those monsters started retreating, all manner of filthy brigands emerged from their hiding places again, exploiting the chaos the creatures left behind to claim new places for themselves on the roads and passes. One particularly annoying group that follows an outlaw called Skyron has established their domain on some rocks on the Saronic coast, overlooking the road to Kenkriai. They hide or entrench themselves when seeing a contingent of soldiers, but are more than happy to come down and ambush trade carts and lone travelers. This is where you could be helpful, Monster Slayer. If you go that way, they may not expect much resistance from a single warrior because they don't know who you are. It is dangerous, certainly, but if you manage to lure their leader out and dispatch him, I would make it worth your while.
This is a very Dungeons and Dragons style quest. Speaking of that other game, I mean, is it not? You're talking to, you know, someone who's effectively on the town council, and they're like, listen, I get that it is going to be dangerous, but I would really appreciate if you, an epic level character, could dispose of these filthy brigands for me. Ooh, look this. Eva, Princess of Scandia.
It must be you. At last I have found you. You are the hero who hunted and slew the Telkinish, the Titan, and now the Ketos. I thought you would be taller.
I'm taller than everyone here.
I am Ilva, daughter of Gilfai, king of Scandia in the realms of Nord. My men and I have been searching all over Greece to find you and seek your help. It seems many things have changed since the Titan fell, and the Lord of your underworld is not the only one who is unhappy with the emergent rule of the humans. Frankly, we don't even know why they're doing it. Maybe they fear us now, fear you, but our own gods, the Aesir, whom we had always worshipped, are now attacking us. My father's kingdom is in chaos, and our people are overwhelmed and desperate, while Einherjar troops are ravaging the countryside. We cannot stand against them alone. Please, Titan Slayer, fight with us. Journey north of the Alps and meet me at the Celtic stronghold of Glauberg. We can proceed to Scandia from there.
Her accent is somewhat inconsistent, but I like her. Just kind of as a character concept. Now, let me look around real quick. I'm going to double check and just make sure. I'm pretty certain I got all of the quests. I don't think there's anything else over here, and we talked to everybody who matters. So, This guy's not got anything. Oh, no. Aha. He does.
What the Northern Princess says about these Aesir is most troubling. We have never known that much about them, except that the people in the far north know them as gods. Though some say they may not even be of this world. Unfortunately, the sages in these lands do not like writing their knowledge down or sharing it with strangers. If I remember correctly, we have an agent keeping watch in the area of Glauberg, though. Treveros is his name, but I have not heard from him for a long while. If you can find him, maybe he can tell you more.
Gosh, Phaedrus has such a bad habit of, like those big long pauses in between everything he says. Which is especially ridiculous considering that, although I enjoy the Ragnarok expansion, the display of the text in the dialogue boxes can be a little bit inconsistent.
Welcome, traveler, to the Shrine of Demeter and Kore.
Because you'll notice that they don't always have line breaks, like in between the paragraphs. Sometimes they just have an indent or something. Oh, a statue of Persephone. Look here, we know her.
Thank you again, hero. And good luck.
I love that. Persephone's like, hey, I got you. Alright, time to venture out into the night beyond Corinth. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. The gates are now open. The road to Kenkrii. Okay, well, let's explore some new territory. And once again, I definitely urge y'all to, oh, I hate that they're using the Earth Mastery. Hades Priest, Highwayman. There we go. I urge you to try this game for yourself, because as you can see, it is still being updated. You know, there are new patches coming out. They are still streamlining new console ports. I believe one of you said last episode or the one before that they are actually making a like a PC remaster where you're going to be able to use controller on PC and stuff like that, which is really cool. So they're still doing a lot with this game and adding new content, which is just great considering how old it is. And the game stands up in terms of you know, gameplay and mechanical stuff. After all this time, I really say, you know, give it a try, because Ragnarok and Atlantis are proof that there is still a thriving, you know, fan base for this. There is an audience. And if you are an audience for this channel and this Let's Play, then you should be an audience for this game as well. You will enjoy it, and especially if you can catch it on sale, it is well worth your money. If you've already played Grim Dawn, you will like Titan Quest. If you have already played Titan Quest, you'll love Grim Dawn too, from many of the same developers. Iron Lore Studios, of course, doesn't exist anymore, but you can get Grim Dawn from Crate, which consists of like a lot of the makers of Titan Quest, and it is also a very high quality game. Definitely enjoy them both. Yeah, it's been a while since we just fought like little bands of enemies like this, and the first time that we've ever really fought other humans, which is weird. Like, we have been fighting monsters so long throughout the entire game that it's almost like it's kind of a twist to be fighting other people. I'm gonna take those ringleaders out. Ooh, let me kill you and get this real quick. I don't want to leave that behind. Okay, listen, you've got to stop. There. Oh my goodness. There's so many of them. Hey, another Night Mistress's clutch. Wasn't expecting to find that here. Why did you drop that? Anyway, here's Templar's Zeal. Which is... doodly-doo. Oh, there it is. Some really good armor. 108 armor. Check that out. Bonus to armor handling. And to Trance of Convalescence. So it's a bonus to healing. Bonus to strength. Pierce and bleeding resistance, fire, cold, life leech, and a bunch of defensive ability. It's really great. So it is a little bit less spellcaster armor, more warrior armor, because it also gives you +2 to armor handling, which is a defensive skill. So if you have the defense and spirit mastery, or not spirit, but dream, that was the combination we almost took way back at the beginning. This would be perfect for that, and it's also a set item. So if we find the Templar's Brain Cage, which is a helmet to go with it, maybe we'll use it. We'll see. As of right now, that 18% armor protection is a big deal, and so is the 40% absorption of spell energy. So, you know, our armor actually goes down if we put this on, which means we're not going to be using it. So yeah, all of this is just more evidence that you should be playing this game for yourself. I really hope that you do. There is plenty left, so even if my playthrough has spoiled you a little bit on the story and on the plot, the gameplay is so varied depending upon what set of masteries you pick that there is just an enormous amount of replayability. So absolutely pick it up. I will make sure that the link to where you can get it is in the description on the YouTube upload. You can find it down there. And, you know, hit me up with your comments on YouTube, here on Twitch in the chat, or on Twitter, Facebook, or Pillow Fort. You know, follow me on other social media and let me know about your Titan Quest, what masteries you pick, and what pets and friends you have along the way, or if you find any cool blue tier items or set artifacts that you want to brag about. Send me your screenshots. Rar. He's dressed in a lion costume, see?
I sing now, O muse, of the tragedy of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Right,
Loved as
yeah.
they were in distant battle.
It says famous actor, but he's just another one of those like storyteller type characters, which is great. I love those. I think it's cool that they have them in here. Ooh, we haven't seen that in a while. But that is something that I'm not going to bog down the series with. I'm going to let you explore that for yourself when hopefully you play Titan Quest. You can talk to all of those NPCs and hear all of the dialogue that I have skipped past. Enjoy it for yourself. Ooh, a siren. Ugh. It's a torch. For just a second, I thought that was a battle marker shrine, and I was like, oh boy. I got so excited. That's my favorite. Other than an experience shrine. And honest to goodness, you know, from years of RPGs, experience shrines really seem like the biggest treasure and the best buff. And in something like, you know, this or Diablo, these horde-style games where... oh my goodness. Where you can get it and then just tear through a whole zone of enemies. They can be, if they are positioned correctly, but overall, the battle markers and things are probably the better buff. Now, ideally, they're going to drop right next to one another, so you can grab them both, and then use the battle marker to very quickly do all of that tearing through enemies as described, and make the most of the experience point buff too. A natural cave. Oh, and we're back to Ratmen. Great. Ooh, except this time they actually have giant rats with them. Diseased rats. Look at that. Ugh. Glowing magical pustules. Ugh. So yeah, just a quick note to game designers out there, whether you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons or whether you're talking about visuals in an actual video game, it's the little touches and the small details that mean a lot. Like when you find random treasure, can it bog down the game to describe every single piece? Sure, it can, and you don't necessarily want to go into an enormous amount of detail. But treasure should be treasure, right? And cool monsters should be cool monsters, and one or two small visual details can really turn the tables around and make players care about whatever it is that you're doing. And so, just like if you are going to, drop a dagger, then saying it has something inscribed on the blade or a specific type of material wrapped around the hilt, suddenly makes it feel a lot less like a bearer's bond and a lot more like an actual magical item that is valuable. So similarly with monsters, a giant rat is just a giant rat, and we've all killed them in sewers for minimal XP, right? We joke about it. They even joke about it in D&D, in games like Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale. But you put a few, magical pustules on the back of a thing like that, oh, suddenly it's a gross, horrible giant rat. It is a completely different monster. What's wrong with it? What is that? Is it going to explode if I poke it? Ugh. Speaking of battle markers, let's go tear up some centaurs. Hey, boys. I'm back. Oh, look at that. Oh, you're nothing without your battle standard. Meanwhile, mine is optional. Because that is a great skill when we use it, but it is an awful skill when they use it. I do not like it at all. Get off me. Put me in a net. How dare you use hit and run tactics and even ranged attacks? Ooh, Essence of Sigurd's Courage. Once our battle marker runs out, I'll open that up and show it off a little bit. Body Feasters, a new demon. Oh, okay, there we go. So this is one of the first new relics here in the expansion. Sigurd's Courage enchants armor with bleeding damage and dexterity. So the dexterity, of course, you have to remember that doesn't add directly to defense. I mean, it adds to your defensive ability, but mostly it increases your damage. So that is an offensive armor buff. You put that in your armor and it makes you kill things better, as opposed to making you survive harder. Which is kind of cool and unique. Ooh, Limos. Don't like that. Those gotta go down quick. You know what? I should probably look at a couple of other pieces of treasure we picked up real quick. Tartea's Coral Crown, +1 to everything in Storm Mastery. Oh, it's only level 18. That's not bad. I will hoard that with the rest of my, well, hoard, I guess. Gossamer Wraps of Spirit. Another Night Mistress's Clutch. I don't know if that's the same as or better than another. We only need one of those, so I'll compare them, and then whichever one is worse, I'll go ahead and sell. That's not a bad shield. Probably not good enough to keep since we aren't using one. This helmet, not as good as the one that we've got on, but not a bad level 15 helmet either. I do like the spell absorption. That's always great. Because, of course, spellcasters can be among the most difficult enemies to deal with. So, if you're constantly absorbing spell energy, then, hey, every little bit counts. Get out of here with your longbows and your arrows and your ranged combat. This is actually kind of cool. Right? Like they actually are up where you cannot really easily get to them without some kind of ranged attack like a bow or whatever. and they ambush you and shoot you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I hate that. But it's cool that they use that strategy.
I heard something.
And the way that the bandits, like, talk to one another and stuff. Boom.
Come on, boys.
See those little dialogue touches. Come on, boys. Let's see. Okay, we're going to go around to get up to that other area. Skyron should be around here. He's not too much further along. See, because look, the Skyronian rocks. They've got to be named after somebody. I still consider it weird that the crows drop diseased plumage and the harpies drop pristine plumage, when I'm pretty sure that in Greek mythology, harpies were supposed to be like filthy creatures. I may be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. Oh, get down. There we go. You have to watch for those ringleaders and stuff, because they do have the nature mastery and they will heal their allies. Now, of course, because they are like yellow tier enemies, they're leader types. That means that even with the healing, and even though they are important targets, the little trash pull mooks that come with them may still go down faster, healing or no healing. Oh my gosh. Where are you? Oh my god. He was going right there, and the pathfinding took him all the way around. Well, he led us a merry little chase. Just like, where are you going? Other than away from me, obviously, which is a reasonable destination. Okay, now y'all are going nowhere, though. So you see that those archers absolutely will run all over the place, so they have to die first. Uh-huh. Yeah, you. And there are more of them up on the next tier of rock. A customer. I like that. Another copy of the Templar's Zeal. Wow. I mean, I'm by no means upset, but that's just odd for... You guys have seen, if you've been here for the series, of course, that, multiple blue items can absolutely drop that close together. Sometimes we get very lucky with the drops. But for the same item to drop like that close together, to not only get two, but to have it be exactly the same item, I'm not sure if I want to call that lucky or unlucky. Either way, it's statistically unlikely. I call it potentially unlucky because, if the game was going to spawn a blue item, then it could have been a different one instead of one that we already had. That's not a complaint, it's just an observation. Oh. Another satisfied customer, you might say. Hi, women. I'm pretty satisfied right now. What about y'all? I think we've done some pretty good business with these folks. Oh, did we miss a harpy? Oh my goodness. Okay, she did the pathfinding thing again and went way over there. Oh, you hear the boss music. Because we're close to Skyrun. Come back here. And it kind of fades out as we walk away, but that's alright. It'll come back. Ooh, go down. They have warfare in nature, you see, which is a deadly combination because they come at us dual-wielding and hitting very hard and fast, and then also heal themselves. I'm like, nah, I don't like that. I don't think that's allowed. He is very fast. So there we go. We are going to summon another of us to help with the ads and things. Ooh. There we go. His helpers are really the big problem here. Because he's going to be buffing them the entire time. And it's like, nah, bruh. So I'm going to kite him over here a little bit. There we go.
Come on, boys. I'll split you open.
I'm going to get these guys out of the way. He might heal himself while I'm doing this, but that is still, like, much better than fighting him when he's got all of that help. There we go. You're not demons, but distort reality still works on you. There we go. Better. Excellent. I love when they group up for distort reality like that. Oh, he's so fast. He's a quick boy. Quick and dirty boy. There we go. Double teamed. Ha 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 ha. Excellent. And we didn't die. I love that. I love not dying. Let's see if there's anything else good up here. He did drop a Skyronian helmet. Or Cyronian helmet. Why did that chest open backwards? I hate that. Oh no. It's a well-fortified and well-equipped little bandit camp you got here. Quite an operation he had. Unfortunately, he underestimated us. We'll head back down here to the road, and then, once we deal with this siren, presumably, we'll portal back to Corinth. We'll report on our findings. Get out of here. There we go. More pristine plumage. They, of course, will drain your energy, which is just, see, not ideal. Back to Corinth. Boom. Sell a couple of these items, but most importantly, just turn in the quest. Back over here. Thankfully, the shops are on the way to the oligarchs.
The market is busy again. Almost too busy. A cart nearly rammed into my stock. Can you believe it?
Ooh, +1 to everything in Rogue Mastery. -2 requirements. Pierce resistance. That's pretty good. Probably keep that. Let's see. This. Nah. That. Level 11. It's not bad, but we can't keep everything. I keep trying to tell myself that. See, like this. I kept this because we wore it for the longest time where it's plus 15 damage to demons, which is great, but I just don't know if it's worth the slots that it's taking up, even though it's level 8. Well, that is to decide for another time. Let's go ahead and... there we go.
Thank you.
I'm going to visit the caravan and check that other Night Mistress's clutch, and we'll get rid of one of them.
Preserving everything, even grapes.
Distort reality and sands of sleep, of course. 18% attack speed. Let me do it this way. Okay, so this one has attack speed, energy regen, fire damage, and then a chance for additional fire, cold, or lightning damage. That's the same on both of them. Okay, so they both have the same energy regeneration. This one has a bonus damage to demons versus this one has the attack speed and additional fire damage, so I'm going to keep that one.
Bye.
Bye! Sounds like the most popular girls in school. There we go. Can't remember. I don't think... maybe we did find a scroll of frailty.
Bye.
I'll check that too at some point.
Skyrim is dead? Finally! And they even had centaurs! That is... I mean, I never doubted you. I expect the rest of the vermin will scatter without a leader, which means that at least one harbor will be accessible now. Very good. Here is your reward, as promised.
A scroll of persuasion and a scroll of elemental shielding. Plus... ta-da! 20,000 experience, 50,000 gold. Not bad. Now you might be asking, what does a scroll of persuasion do? Look at that. Plays the dance of Ogmios to enthrall all weaker enemies for a time. So, it's a charm spell. You can tell it's one of the new ones because of the markings on it. Oh. Okay, I guess we'll go right back to it. Pardon, excuse us. Coming through. Whee! Nothing over here, it's just coastline. On the other hand, this siren. There we go. Don't want her screaming all of our mana away. We need to get to this port so that we can go ahead and continue the adventure to the north. Gotta push hard. Gotta go hard to port. Oh my goodness. There we go. It's like it would be just great if Distort Reality would go off when I clicked. I'm so glad that some of you have reached out to me to say that you are also experiencing, like, input lag. Oh no. Oh, bruh. That's right, that's what I think of your battle standard. Yeah, it makes me feel like it's not just me. It actually is the game. Which, I mean, on the other hand, that's a shame, but it's also something that I'm sure that eventually they'll patch it out or address it in some fashion. And if not, it's livable. Ooh, there's a name you might recognize, although maybe not from, like, Celtic mythology, which of course, Celtic, you have to say that really loosely. There are multiple Celtic peoples because they're like an ethnicity or an ethnic group. You know, like the Celts is not just one people, but still. Epona's horses. Yes. Enchants leg armor with reduced entrapment duration and a bonus to movement speed. So things like nets and stuff that grab you and hold you in place. They will. Yep. Why is he still marked over there? Weird. But they will not hold you for as long, which is great because sometimes that can be a game changer. They put one of those nets on you. Because especially if you have a combat build, melee in particular, like with warfare, or if you're using spears with hunting, then that means that staying mobile sometimes means staying alive, not just staying successful, but like making it through the fight. You've seen how much I have to move around. Now, a different, you know, combination of masteries, like if you're playing Earth and Defense, then you can tank a lot of the things I have to run from with this character. So, you know, you could just go toe-to-toe with some bosses and be like, nah. It's like, no, you came to me. But for a build like this, I have to stay mobile, and so getting pinned down, not great. And then having increased movement speed on top of that is just super extra excellent. So we will hope to find more essence of Epona's horses. Whenever they say fresh meat, I'm always worried that, like, the bandits are cannibals.
People marvel at the Colossus of Rhodes, but I say the Diolkos is the true wonder of marine engineering. Without it, we would have to sail all the way around the Peloponnese to reach Athens. You see, we load the ship onto this cart in the Gulf of Corinth and simply pull it across the isthmus. It still takes a day, but it's so much faster.
Right, that is some amazing engineering. Check that out. That's, oh, what is that called? I'm rusty on my marine terminology or maritime terminology. As you can tell, all I can think of is dry dock, and that's not... Oh, portage! Portage! Yes, where you take a boat out of the water and move it across land in some fashion to another body of water. So that's what they're doing. They have like a causeway. So you set up a special roadway just to move boats from one side of the isthmus to the other, which is really cool. And considering, like, you know, this is the ancient world, that makes it even cooler. So it's not like people who lived 2,000 years ago were stupid. That's certainly not the case. No, it's more the idea that somebody had to be first. So when you think about how old some of these concepts are, and the fact that they still seem really cool or are considered to be like genuine feats of engineering even today, 2,000 years later, that's awesome. It's like how Irving Finkel, Dr. Irving Finkel, helped to translate and rediscover the royal game of Ur and bring it back. You know, like no one had played that game in going on 3,000 years, and now there's a YouTube video where he personally teaches you how to play it. And in fact, I think you can even get a digital version of the royal game of Ur, or Great Game of Ur, on Steam. Maybe. Steam or GOG. And that's just incredible. Like, you have to think that the people of, like, Babylon and Sumer and other Mesopotamian nations or, you know, regions of that area, like, when they were playing it, there's no way they could possibly have foreseen that millennia later we would be playing it, and not just playing and enjoying it, but that, you know, we would resurrect it literally from the dead and make it into a video game. And the fact that you can learn how to play that, and that it's simple enough that you can cut the pieces out of paper and like draw a, draw a board for the game on a sheet of paper and play with your friends, and you can just learn how to do all of that, for free from a YouTube video. So now, for the first time in thousands of years, there's a brand new audience. People are learning how to play the game for the first time and sharing it with millions of others. That's just incredible. I have no idea what started that tangent, so I can't go back to the beginning. I don't know where I was coming. I don't know where I was going to with that, so I hope it wasn't important. Oh yes, wonders of the ancient world that are still wonderful today, or wondrous, or both. See, if you give me a minute, sometimes I get it back. But seriously, you should go check that out too. Dr. Irving Finkel is, I believe he's the curator of the Mesopotamian collection, or at least like the ancient Babylonian collection and stuff at the British Museum. And he's basically a real-life wizard, so you should watch all of his videos about everything and get learnt on the ancient world. Definitely worth it. Durable merfolk coral crown. But yeah, he's like basically real-life Dumbledore. Except better, because I'm pretty sure that the British Museum isn't, like, transphobic. Here we go. Now we can actually head into the port, and there's even a rebirth fountain, in case I die stupidly.
Hey, thanks for giving us a hand there.
Hey, you're welcome. No problem. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Explore around here. There aren't really a lot of shops or anything, but still don't want to miss any. Doodly-doo.
By Apollo's grace.
Oh. Oh, no, you're a storyteller. Storyteller, tell your story to someone else. I don't have time. Every time I think about storytellers now, it gets me thinking about how or specific pixel, my husband is playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time on the channel on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You should go watch that series as well, because he puts out some really good content, and NPCs keep saying, it's like, I want to hear your story, tell me your story, is the dialogue option, and it's always something ridiculous.
Yes, stranger! And we are heading north to the Celtic lands. It would be a long journey for us, but I guess we could use a skilled warrior on board.
That almost sounded mocking. Are you mocking me? I literally killed Hades. That means you answer to me now. Alright, let's travel to the north. Moving on up. Ooh.
Hello. Did you have a safe journey? From Greece, yes? With some good wine, perhaps? We're still loading this ship, but then I can attend to yours.
That's such a weird way to say that sentence, like, perhaps with some good wine, yes? Yes? Like, I don't know, that's just super weird. Oh, trolls. They're on the internet, and they're here. Ah, check it out. It's just so cool to see some new terrain, right? Clear all of this area out. You can see that we need to go over that way because, of course, doubtless you saw the markers on the auto map up there for There we go. For shops and portals. Man, that would be a long journey. To sail from Greece all the way to the Danube. Oh my gosh. Phew-wee. Ah, you weird goblins. Get out of the way. Hey, leave my nightmare alone. That's our little buddy. You good little guy? Yeah, you're good. He took one of them down practically by himself. Proud of you. For a second, I thought that was a troll down there. I was trying to find a way inside, but thankfully it's just the farmer who owns the place. I'm sorry, I thought you were a troll.
Halt! Well, you don't look like a trader. What is your business here? Are you here to help in the mine? Just passing through, eh? Something tells me you're up to more than that.
That's a passable fake Irish accent. It's probably better than mine on a good day. See, the terrain around here is kind of dark, so it's harder to see during the night cycles. But
Greetings, stranger. If you're looking for our chieftain, his house is the big one up behind the marketplace. You can't miss it.
that's like... That's okay. Sure.
I am Gorka, the owner of the Lemberg mine. If you want salt, you come to me. Yes, the road to Glauberg is also that way, but I'm not a travel guide. If you're going there, however, I may have a little business proposal for a capable and trusty warrior like yourself. Deliveries from the mine have become irregular recently. Something down there has kept the workers from mining, and the guards haven't been able to deal with it. I have no idea what it might be, but if you were to go and solve that little problem for me, I would reward you handsomely.
Yes, we finally found it. The salt mines. We found the salt mine. This is where it comes from. Now I'm just sad that we didn't pick a healer build. Whoop. Up this way. I like the layout of this village. I kind of wish they'd had a slightly different portal design here, just because this to me is like the Greek portal design, and they used it all through Greece and a lot of Babylon and Egypt, and you don't really see a lot of different design ones until you get into Immortal Throne, and then they're different down in the underworld. So I get why they use the same asset, but this far north, it would be cool if they used a different model.
Have you seen these walls? Mud bricks on a limestone foundation. The latest fashion from my home in Etruria. You'll see nothing like it anywhere in the Celtic lands. They certainly spared no expense to make an impression.
Caravan. This guy.
Greetings, stranger. I'm looking after these goods until my master, the great druid Artabots, returns from the forest. Can I interest you in something?
The great druid. So, you're saying he has the storm and nature masteries. Another deep sea trident. Those are pretty cool. Go ahead and sell these because we're not using scrolls right now. There's our scroll of frailty. See, I knew we had one. You have another stack? Okay. So, yeah, you're going to start seeing some different charms and some different, like, necklace designs and things here, of course, and some different scrolls. Check this out. Scroll of the Svefnthorn. Makes all enemies in the area tired and confused. Scroll of the Sun's Blessing. Right? Restores health and deals burn and fire damage to enemies, which is pretty good. 3,000 health restored? My goodness, that is an expensive healing item, but that's great in an emergency because that's going to almost fill us up versus a potion. And it's instantaneous. And then there's the Scroll of Persuasion, so of course we can buy those here. Check this out, these torques, though. They look like horseshoes, but those go around your neck. Ooh. 13 15% elemental damage, 70% casting speed. Oh my gosh, but you have to be level 35, so I mean, I guess for that much casting speed, that's reasonable. And these spiral rings. Ooh, a hardy spiral ring. Not as good as what we have. Oh, that's nice. Spiral ring of fire. Oh, I'd buy that and give that to someone with the Earth Mastery. Occult spiral ring of endowment. Ooh, more casting speed. Very, very nice. But this is what we're really here for. Check this out. Now we can buy northern outfits. Because I think that since we have come back from the underworld, it's about time for another change, don't you? Let's see. We do have some gold on the Dark Seer armor. And this is kind of gold, the Gigante's legs. So tan, light blue, and slate. I don't think any of those work. Let's try the gold one. And of course we can always change later. And here you're going to see, like, this is the new, like, Druid wraps. Druid garland. Druid wristlet. A sagas. A sunwheel staff. Those look pretty cool. But here we go. Will we actually find something that's better than Sabretooth? I don't know about that. Speed is very fast. That's a big damage difference. But of course you have to count in the bonus damage from Sabretooth's enchantment. So it's actually like 47 to 65. Vitality damage, attack damage. Let's try it on. Okay, so we've got DPS is 366. Average is 240. Ooh, average damage does go up, but DPS does go down slightly, but only by 7 points, so we are getting there. Oh man, it's coming very quickly. Very soon. That one's not as good.
A pleasure doing business with you.
Same to you. Outfit change. Go. Boom. Okay, to be fair, you can't see like a whole lot of difference with the armor we have on, but you can see like the cool tattoo markings we have now. That's neat by itself.
Hail, soldier. I see you have come a long way from the south. Are you looking for a proper fight? Or some proper leggings?
I like this merchant. Celtic breastplate. Linen brocai. Oh, hey, he's got new other ones. I forgot that he would sell dyes too. We got white, black, gold. Black goes with everything. Do you think we should change? Well, we hardly even know what this one looks like since we just put it on. That's what it looks like, by the way. There we go. So it's sort of like a generic European peasant outfit.
May Tutatus give you strength.
Okay. We'll head right on this way. Now you can see the architecture and stuff a little bit better. Check it out.
The river is lovely at this time of year, is it not? I love watching the ships come and go, imagining where they could have come from. Above everything it gives to us as a trade route, I sometimes fail to appreciate its beauty.
That's a nice sentiment. It's like, yeah, it is an important trade route, but it's also just pretty. Okay, of course there's the bard who's going to give us a story if we ask him for it. But we want to talk to this guy.
Welcome, warrior. I am Borderix, High Chieftain of the Vindelici. I have heard stories like yours of strange attacks up in the north, but nothing definite enough to concern me. We have our own problems here. While the trade is good, those Northmen are our enemies as much as they are our friends. Who knows why their strange gods would turn against them? Maybe they deserve their
You're free to go and investigate, of course, although the way is long and dangerous. If you leave by the main gate, follow the road up the mountain in the east. Our sentry at the top can tell you the best way to Glauberg.
In the east, but it actually said the west. So, let's see. Northern Agent in Glauberg. So, that is our next stop. Let's take a quick look at our map. And right here... Oh, that's not where we're going. You fool, Starfish. Right there. That's it. Gotta go back this way. Whee! All the way back around. That's fine, because now that just means that you get to see this place in the day. It is really quite pretty. Ta-da! Anything over here worth exploring? Oh, Rebirth Fountain. Okay, well. Robbers and brutes and nimble fingers. Instead of just archers or marksmen, nimble fingers. Oh. And we are back to boars. We're out in the fields, the farms, in the outskirts of a town, so of course we've got to fight boars. That's alright. It actually kind of makes sense here because the Celtic peoples, they sure did love their monstrous boars. Oop. Interrupted me. There we go. And I mean, if you've ever actually seen a real, honest-to-goodness wild boar, I mean, you'd know that they pretty much are giant monsters, so that's totally reasonable. Some Gaul or Visigoth or, you know, whatever, saw one and was like, yeah, that. I'm scared of that.
A trader from the north sold me this oryx and said it could pull a plow twice as easily as our local oxen, and he's really sturdy. Although it is said that their cows produce less milk than ours. I wonder what would happen if I could, you know, encourage them to mate.
Why did you say it that way? That made it sound so skeevy. Like, yeah, you know, you know, you get it. Like, no, says the Godsbane, says the Titan Slayer. I do not know. I don't know, and I don't want to know. And I don't want anything to do with you, if you know. It's like, you get it. Nah, bruh. Nah. Getting all the little nooks and crannies here. Yeah, I saw you too. A Tenderfoot. Rogue Druid. A rogue indeed. Go. This dead end's kind of over here and then wraps back around, so I want to get this edge first. Hey, check that out. Another new relic. This one is Donar's Hammer. Enchants weapons with a chance to stun and bonus damage to giants and reduce damage from giants. Also very lore appropriate. Makes a lot of sense. And will be useful here. Because we've not fought a lot of giants in the game up to this point. There have been a few. Like, you know, the Gigantes that we fought counted as giants, I think. The Armorites and stuff. But, of course, Celtic mythology, for lack of a better term, is just rife with giants. So you can bet that we are going to encounter some enemies with that type. Hey, opponent's horses. Awesome. That's what I really want to see more of. Because right now I'm pretty sure we are wearing blue leg armor, so we can't use that. But if we find some decent green leg armor, especially if it's close to what we already have, and like maybe, just maybe, the boost from a completed relic might push it over in terms of quality and actually bring it up to where it is better, then, you know, I'm all about additional movement speed. Gotta keep moving on. Moving on. More trolls. They count as beastmen. Ah, there's the real monster. Oh gosh, did you see it scratch its head with... That's really cute, actually. Ooh, a troll crusher. No, thank you. That was a very big rock he had, and I don't care for it. Don't want him to drop it on me. He can drop it on himself. Gosh, that is so loud. Like, it startles me every time. Whenever you knock over one of those stone piles. It's just like, kerthunk. And because it's right there, you know, I've got it in surround sound with my headset on, so it's nerve-wracking every time. I feel like something big and heavy fell over just behind me. Like a bookshelf tipped or something. Dislike. Alright. Almost got this area clear. Okay, there's the last dead boar that we got coming this way. So yeah, this should be the end of this part. Then we can cross the river and move along. Yeah, I can't go down that way. This links up over here on this side, so we don't have to worry. If you explore one, you're exploring them both. Ooh, thorns. Yes, please. Any buff is a good buff. No, Keep your rocks to yourself. Wow, if you guys are doing enough damage to get her all the way down in low health like that, then how are you not dead? She had thorns on. Like, honestly. For real. Rude. Oh, man. Okay, so this... Ah, yes. This is what Specific Pixel loves. He will enjoy this part. You gotta love a secret cave behind a waterfall, right? Or if you can't get one behind a waterfall, then, like, beside a waterfall is acceptable. Please drop bat fangs. That's something that weirdly we just didn't manage to collect a whole lot of. And we need more because we need a completed bat fang to make some kind of artifact that we have. And I don't remember which one it is. But like an artifact. There we go. This is a beautiful area with beautiful music. Which is completely spoiled by the snorting of giant pigs. Ah, another moose. Run away. Moose are terrifying. Terrifying. So many bandits. It's just uncivilized, honestly. Well, that's not the case, is it? Actually, if you think about it, I guess bandits are, like, about the most civilized thing. capitalism. Okay, there's going to be another cave up here. We still have some to explore in that other direction. This is the salt mine. So we want to go here first before we head up this way.
Our work has always been hard and dangerous, but I've never seen anything like this.
The mine is closed. Some kind of horrible curse is possessing it, as if Ericura can no longer control the spirits of the dead. At first, buried miners started coming out of old tunnels, but they didn't return to work, oh no. They started attacking everyone. I sent in the guards, and replacement workers, and then more guards. But in the end, they came back too.
Oof.
Now nobody wants to go in there.
Smart.
Gorkin is getting angry because he can't supply his clients with salt, but what am I to do?
I mean, that's a reasonable question, y'all. Ah, yes. My native environment. Ooh, potion. So yeah, mostly this is going to be undead. We're going to be fighting, like, you know, people who were killed in cave-ins and stuff like that. Maybe some salt mummies. I really like this part of the game because, I mean, all of Titan Quest is pretty good, but I feel like the people who did Ragnarok were really thinking in a very, like a very relatable kind of fantasy role-playing way. And maybe that is because so much fantasy role-playing, both in video games and in tabletop, is unfairly based on or biased towards, you know, like the tropes and concepts and settings of, you know, like white European fantasy. So maybe that's why it's familiar, is because, you know, default Dungeons and Dragons, so to speak, in people's head, you know, equates to medieval Europe. Which is kind of stale and boring, but, like, you know, as something to engage in a, you know, in a personal adventure. But as a part of Titan Quest, it's fresh and new when you get to Ragnarok, because you have been everywhere else in the world by that point, and you have been celebrating and exploring ancient Greece and Egypt and Babylon and China, and, you know, then you went to the underworld. And so, like, by the time you get to standard white European fantasy, it is way down the list, and it's something that you haven't seen yet. It's the first time that they've done it, and so that makes it, like, not just kind of cool, but also acceptable in my book. Okay, let me go back this way before I continue on to the northeast, because I know that I left a couple pieces of treasure that I might want to pick up, like maybe some floor cache. This bone pile for sure. And it dead ends over here, so, like, we could get it on the way out, but that guard captain's got a defense aura. Don't like that. That's not allowed. Defensive buffs on my enemies? Unfortunately, it is more likely than you think. But yeah, I feel like you could take some of the first parts of this game here, and you could essentially just transplant it straight into something like, you know, insert your favorite swords and sorcery pen and paper game here, whether that's 5e or Pathfinder or something else. Man, we're about to level up, y'all. I'm excited. We are getting there. Once we complete this quest and actually turn it in and get the reward XP, we're going to be pretty close. Oh, sorry. I apologize, skeleton. I thought I killed you. I was apparently mistaken. These guys in this whole big old room here. Now. No defensive auras for y'all. Salt corpse. A hauler. Yes, well, it does have a little backpack. Did I not kill you? Oh, there were 2 guard captains. It's like, why does everything still have the defense aura on? I know I keep calling it the defense aura because it's like a very early buff ability that you get from the defense mastery, but I don't know all of the abilities in the game by heart because there are so many, so I can't remember what it's called. Don't at me. Whoop. Another dead end. Man, he really did send a lot of guys down here. Gross. Okay, that's all taken care of. Almost. Ah, there we go. Next floor. Take care of these guys first, since they're between us and that shrine. I think that we're fine without its help. There we go. Now, look at our onslaught. Everything we have, of course, benefits from that, so that means that Distort Reality gets better, but so does Onslaught, so does all of Onslaught's buffs. Our Warhorn, our Clone, all of it. Love a good Mastery Shrine. I still think that overall the Battle Marker is probably just, like, the best straight-up buff. Because, of course, I semi-joked about the Experience Point Shrine earlier, but that's not really... I mean, technically it's a buff if you want to get pedantic, but in terms of something that's adding to your stats, I think that the Battle Marker is probably the best one overall. Now, if I can have the Battle Marker and the Mastery Shrine on at the same time, yes, please. I want that. But for just sheer, you know, we like when number go up, I think you're looking at the Battle Marker. Mastery Shrine's probably second. Okay, that's almost all of these. You know, maybe the reason this seems familiar and I keep bringing up is because I've run a D&D campaign that had a salt mine in it. And there were undead in the salt mine, so... maybe that's why it's so familiar. Oh my goodness, go away. There we go. Excellent. I'm not having to use a whole lot of healing potions, and they're dropping pretty consistently from everything, from monsters and chests, so that's great. Ooh, nice. Nice. Speaking of number go up, that means that I'm not having to worry about buying any, like, next time that we go to a shop or something. I think we're mostly good on healing potions for the moment. I've kind of got to where I like to keep about 50, but 38 is good because it's going up and not down. Okay, we are going to dump both of those in intelligence once again, because it is currently our lowest stat. Of course, we're going to put one here. Man, we are so close. I think I'm going to start putting 2 points in our mastery every level, so that we can actually get to 40 and unlock our last tiers of abilities, because if I put all 3 of them in our mastery this time, then next level we could unlock this and have 1 point left over to put into probably Ardor, but also we would get another summon. We'd get Ancestral Horn, which is quite good. I'm tempted to do that. I mean, we have other abilities that I definitely do want to put points in, for sure. We could use another point in Distort Reality, another point in our Nightmare, and plenty of these too, like another point in Onslaught or Warhorn. It's been a while since we did that, and I want to max out dodge attacks. But once we get to 40, that's it. And we're maxed out on both of these, and then all future points can go into abilities and will no longer go in here. Like, so we're not going to get any more of these stat increases from leveling this up. It's going to be what it is. So I think I might do that. I think I'm going to go ahead in this level. I'm going to put all 3 of them in here. That gives us 30 ranks, so we only need 10 more. So I can put 2 in, and then we can unlock Ancestral Horn. And that'll be of a big help in boss fights and so forth. Then, that'll put us at 32. We'll only need 8 more points. So if I put 2 in every level, then in 4 levels, we will have unlocked this, and we'll have access to Lasting Legacy, which is a buff for Ancestral Horn, makes it last longer, and to Slam, which is really great, because Slam is a line attack that not only deals damage, but it also inflicts a number of debuffs, including stun and skill disruption. Again, doesn't really work on most bosses, but still great. Okay, so no new abilities this time, but plenty of buffs. And we'll see how quickly we get to level 42. Okay, once again, there's some nasty stuff going on over here we don't want to be part of. So we are going to... There we go. Get rid of all of these because they're being buffed and we don't want that. And they're going to make this fight a lot harder and we don't want that. Okay, now I can move because the battle standard is down, so... We want to get rid of these guard captains because they will buff the boss as well. And he's going to keep summoning minions, as you can see. But they go down pretty quickly. For the most part. And he is not immune to stun, as you can see, so...
More energy.
Alright, let's have another of these. There we go. You boys stay down. There we go, excellent. An ornate seal ring. The ghost ring shows a seal, probably belonging to his family. You know, a seal. Water dog. And an ethereal orb. Boy. Full of treasure.
You have no more room.
Oh, come on. Really, I've come all this way, and then right now at the very end, you do me like this? Okay, well... That can't be true. Haha, see? That wasn't that bad. Because I really don't want to play inventory Tetris if I can avoid it. Like live on the stream, I'll take care of that in between. Alright, another potion, see? And we came out at 38, so didn't have to use that many during the boss fight, which is awesome. Oh boy.
Your inventory.
Yeah, okay. Dang, it really is, though. Okay, that is Sigurd's Courage. Oh, yeah, I forgot we picked this up and didn't actually look at it. Ogmios's Eloquence enchants amulets or head armor with a 2% chance of mind controller confusion. So it's another, like, persuasion ability. Opponent's horse, Blade of Thanatos. We don't have anything else that we can combine, but I can put this right here, and the helm should be... There we go. Excellent. It's 4 spaces, which means we've got just enough room. I can't pick anything else up except like maybe a charm. But I don't remember if this quest gives you a if it gives you an item reward or if it's just like a monetary and experience reward. Either way, no big deal, because to completely turn it in, like, yeah, we'll want to talk to the mine foreman, but we'll have to go back and talk to the mine owner in order to complete the quest, which will put us back in Heineberg, and thus with the shops, because when we come out of the portal, the merchants are right there. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, here, this is the gateway. Let me...
What? Safe? A ghost? Are you sure? Well, you did come back out, so I guess. Well, thank you, stranger.
It's just like, dang, okay, I suppose. Okay, we'll grab that when we come back. Let's turn this quest in, sell some of our junk. Or what I'll do is I'll probably just pop in and sell that shield so that I can keep going. That'll make enough room to grab the hammer.
The master always harvests mistletoe on the 6th day after a new moon. He should be back soon.
Weird helmet. Minus health regeneration? Sell that. Gross. Okay, mine foreman is down there, so... Go talk to him real quick. Turn this in. We'll head back and continue on our way for a little further before we put this stream to bed.
So, you've cleared the mine? Good. Very good. And there was a ghost, you say? What ring? I see.
His accent is so bad.
Alright, give me the ring as proof. I'll see if I can find its rightful owner, and you shall receive your honest reward. Thank you very much, stranger. You have done me a great service, and I'm known to be generous to those who help me.
Yeah, even though his thing, like his exclamation point, doesn't light up again, you have to talk to him twice. But he does give you 100,000 gold, which I think is, you know, a lot. So, not bad for a relatively short side trip. Okay. Awesome. Awesome possum. There we go. Now we can grab that. I missed that the first time around. How did I miss it? Must have hit the ground and bounced.
Our work has always been hard and dangerous.
Right, yes, it has been. And I do have sympathy because, like, your labor is just as valuable as mine, but also my work is hard and dangerous, and, you know, we don't need to stand there and commiserate. We both just need to get back to work, I suppose. Doodly-doo. Oh my gosh. Anytime you want to go off Distort Reality, I let them surround me like that so I could hit them, and then... Troll Tusks. So that is another beast charm. This one... There. Enchants hit armor only. Has a chance of inflicting fear with every hit. That's actually... That's a double-edged sword because... Yeah, I mean... I guess it's fine, things running away from you, but, like... I don't want that personally. I find fear to actually be an annoying debuff because I want them to stand and fight me where I can get them. Well, I don't necessarily want them to fight me. You know, paralysis is good, skill disruption is good, sleep is good, slow, stun.
Very nice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you're having enough fun to stick around. So I'm definitely having fun. Yeah, I don't want anybody running away, whether it's enemies or folks who come to watch the stream. No fear debuffs here. Thank you so much. That means so much to me every time. Oh, another natural cave. With a giant bear, which for some reason is level 44, as bears should be. Bears are terrifying. Gives me PTSD flashbacks to the bear in that first cave when you are like coming towards the end of the prologue of Pillars of Eternity. Go. I think that's it for that one. This is pretty small. Just a very quick diversion from the main path here. I like how the music there is just very subtly kind of building the tension, just that beat, that steady beat. The heartbeat of anxiety. Dun, 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 dun. It's very appropriate for down here, especially since we're in a night cycle. Another rogue druid. And you, an herbalist. Ah, you can't fool me. That's just fancy talk for healer, which means you have to die first. Okay, nothing we need. And if you are having a good enough time to stick around, then I would encourage you all to come back on Saturdays, Mondays, and Thursdays to be a live part of various series. My wonderful husband, Specific Pixel, is playing Final Fantasy VII, the OG Final Fantasy VII, not the remake, for the first time on our Monday series. And that has been a blast so far, experiencing him experiencing that. It has been really great. And on Saturdays, I just finished Might and Magic 7. So I'm taking this coming Saturday off, but you'll be able to join me next Saturday for Betrayal in Antara, which is going to be my first blind playthrough. Suddenly Eagles. Yeah, because that is a game that I missed the first time around, so I'm very eager to play that because I really liked Betrayal in Krondor. The first one, anyway. Return to Krondor was, But, this was made by the same people, and, I just, like, didn't really get to play it the first time around. I saw it, like, a physical copy one time and almost bought it, at an electronics boutique, I think it was, or a Babbage's. This was back before GameStop bought Electronics Boutique, and they merged. Or they deliberately put EB out of business, I guess, or whatever. So, you know, that tells you how long ago this was. And I think I just didn't have the pocket money to get it, maybe, or maybe I was there for another game and had to make a choice or something. But either way, it's a game that I have wanted to play for years. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but y'all requested it, so I know that I am going to have fun playing it with you, whether or not it is quote-unquote a good game, because it's always fun to play with y'all, especially when it is one of these older games that I've played for, you know, years, and I get to experience it fresh for the first time doing it this way on the channel like I never have done before. Or if it's the first time I've played a game, presumably I'm going to enjoy that too. I can't say yet because I haven't done that, but next Saturday we'll find out. I have high hopes.
You seem friendly enough. Are you sure you want to go this way, stranger? All you will find beyond this peak are vast forests. It's the route to Glauberg, yes, and there are a few tracks, but they're not safe, especially for someone who is unfamiliar with the place. Look at it. If you get lost in there, you will never get out again.
I mean, that's probably fair. But we've got to go, don't we? Oh, I see a merchant up there. And I see some enterprising fellows here as well. More satisfied customers. No, eagles, leave us alone. I don't want to fight you. Why are the eagles attacking us? Bears I get. I mean, like, a bear on a good day, you know, if you wander into its den, is probably going to be very upset about that. But I feel like the average eagle is kind of like a dumb carrion eater. I don't have any real reason to fly down here and attack us. And certainly not to just kind of hang around at sword level. Oh, Nightmare got him before we did. That's alright. Another cave coming up. What's this? Oh, forest creepers. Horrible plant monsters. It's been a while since we saw a new plant monster. Oh, and wolves. First time we've been attacked by wolves. First time we've seen wolves in the game, I think, actually, because we did not choose the nature mastery. So we cannot summon our own wolves. Now this place, because the background is so dark, the gamma here is not great, I think, and it can be very difficult to kind of find your way around during the night. Everything looks kind of samey, and that dark grass and rock all sort of blends together, and just... it is what it is. You deal with it. Ooh, and then I say that, and immediately I get behind a tree and my light goes out. Lupine Claw. We have fought some wolf-like monsters, I guess. Here we go. This is the hidden merchant.
Oh, I didn't hear you come in. You probably just came for some hunting supplies, correct? I have some here.
Why was that? You know what? I'm not gonna ask. We barged in on him, so... I was gonna say, like, why is he so nervous, but... honestly fair. Storm Mastery, Intelligence. That one we can sell. That one we can sell. Actually, let me put this here. And that's a completed charm. Trying to keep everything, like, relatively together. That's the Troll Tusk. Okay, so that's not gonna go. This... that's not bad, but it's not good enough to keep, I don't think. And we don't have any more Troll Tusk. No, okay. Do you have anything good, my guy? He has these, like, shaman boots, which have claws on them.
Good. Fine.
Okay. You good, my guy? Like, bruh. It's just kind of hanging out behind the house and everything. Not sure if he seems lonely or if he just... maybe he's a hermit. He's like that guy from Might and Magic 6. Where he's like, as much as I appreciate your company, I am, after all, a hermit. I am a hermit for a reason. I would appreciate it if you could leave me alone and go back to, like, letting me hermit. Self-isolation champion 2K19. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then of course, just like you can find the rest of this series on my YouTube channel, you can also hop over there and you can check out Might and Magic 6 and everything else that we've done on the channel. All the games I listed a moment ago. Final Fantasy VII, Zork Nemesis. Oh, there it is again. I'm never prepared. Ugh. They're just trolling at this point. This path kind of wends and winds a little bit. Oh, oh, goodness. Almost missed that. Can't do that. Get rid of that guy before he drops his giant rock on us. If he still has it in his hands in between attacks when you kill him, then he kind of drops it on himself. It's like, well, that's where I would rather it go. Ooh. Oh, a Nixie. Ooh, I kind of feel bad about that, but I mean, she did attack us first. They use the Jinn sound effects, I think, for those. They sound very similar, at least. When they die, they have that same sort of, like, sepulchral, echoey cry that has that reverb in it. So many wolves. Oh, and they're all hungry. Somebody feed these poor puppers. Somebody else, though, because I'm just down, boys. They're just sleeping. It's fine. Ugh. Don't look. Go, another dead end. Another quick diversion. I like this one because it's like, it's not a waterfall, but the way that you have to wander up the stream to find it is just kind of neat. Ooh, more plant monsters. Spriggans! You may recognize some of these names, of course. Once again, you know, standard European fantasy. So, we are going to be seeing a lot of creatures that you are probably familiar with from kind of the bog standard monster manual, as it were, the bestiary that everybody knows. Spriggans and dryads and things like, well, dryads are Greek, but phew-wee. Well, we have got a bit more forest to go, but there's not going to be another portal for a while, and so I think that that rebirth fountain is probably going to be the best place to stop. At least for now. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to wind this thing down. I'm going to say goodbye to y'all. Thank you again for the new follows. I so appreciate it. I really do. And I hope that I will see you back here next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you are a brand new follower or whether you have been here since day one, know that I appreciate you equally. I cannot wait to see more of you. I hope that you can't wait to see more from me. And I will catch you for the next stream, whether that is Final Fantasy VII, whether that is Betrayal in Antara, whether that is more Titan Quest. I'll be around. I'll see you then. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is Miami and New York time here in the U.S. As always, thanks for playing.